Namaskar. Welcome to the important topic called birth time rectification. Birth time rectification is an important process when we are analyzing your natal chart or birth chart for predictions or timing of event for any life event. It's an important process to be carried before we proceed further on a birth chart for any sort of analysis. As we normally think, birth time rectification is not a simple process all the time. So I'm going to explain about the birth time rectification, birth time verification and birth time rectification process in these videos in 4 parts. This is the first part, number 1. In this part 1 number video, I'm going to explain what is the accurate birth time of a child and what is the necessity for birth time verification and rectification. In the part number 2, I'll be explaining about the important methods in birth time rectifications. Third part, I'll be explaining on the authentic method in birth time rectification. The fourth part, I'll be explaining on the important points to be kept in mind while doing or before doing and while doing the birth time rectifications. Now let us discuss on what is accurate birth time and what is the necessity for birth time rectifications in this part number 1. Now let us go on. What is accurate birth time of a child? The accurate birth time of a child is considered when the child takes its first breath or starts breathing on its own after it comes out of the womb of the mother. Because please note that the first breath is birth and last breath is death. A child can initiate its first breath as soon as its complete body comes out of the womb and exposed to the external atmosphere or cosmic rays, or when the umbilical cord is cut and child is detached from the mother, or when it is crying. Normally, the breath will take, or the child will start its breathing when it is inhaling the external air on its own. When the lungs start functioning, then it takes the breath. So normally the child will cry as soon as it breathes. But sometimes the child will not cry immediately, though it is breathing for some reasons. So, but no one knows at what time or minute the child is breathing on its own. Though the doctors are recording the birth time according to their findings or convenience, there are some factors that can also influence in recording the correct birth time. There can be always difference in the clock timing of the labor room, or doctors watch to the correct standard time. There will be no two watches will show the similar time, but only the digital time can be the same. Moreover, the duration of the birth of the child, during the birth of the child, it means during the delivery, everyone will be more concentrating on the child and mother's health and post-delivery complications. The doctors or assistants will not be in a position to note down the correct birth time always, right? All the time. Hence, the recorded birth time may be correct or incorrect. Does not mean that it will be always incorrect. Does not mean that it always will be correct. The accurate birth time can be plus or minus 1 or few minutes from the recorded birth time. but it's our responsibility to verify and confirm the birth time. 1 or 2 minutes, what is going to happen? That we will discuss. But it's our responsibility to verify and confirm the birth time. Apart from that, sometime a client will be consulting an astrologer to find the correct birth time in the following conditions. The native is having doubt on the recorded birth time. There will be a time recorded as per the hospital or in the house, they would have recorded some time, but they will be having a doubt on that. Sometimes mostly the time may be 6 a.m. or 6:30 a.m., 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m. So there will be rounded off time. So they would have recorded that way without knowing the importance of the minutes. They would have recorded, so the native may be having a doubt on the recorded birth time. Or the second one is that the native is having only range of birth time and wants to find the accurate time. For example, that mother would have said that the child was born between 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Or I was born in the mid-noon. They would say that between 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. I was born. They have not recorded the time, but they said between this duration only the child was born. So this is the way they will also say that they will not be able to, tell the exact time, not recorded also, they will be able to tell the range. So here in this case, time is known, but they have a doubt. Here time is approximate or they know the range. In both the cases, that a client can come and ask for consultation on the birth time rectification or birth time finding. This necessity is there directly. But apart from the above, the duty of the astrologer is to verify if the submitted birth time is correct or not, even if it is said to be as per record. Some people would have said that I was born on 6:10 a.m. They would have given the recorded time as 6:10 a.m. They will not be having any doubt on the birth time, but they will provide the birth time as 6:10 a.m. But even if it is said so, it's our duty to verify if the submitted birth time is correct or not. Why? That we will discuss now. What is the necessity of verifying the accuracy of the birth time? We know that for each and every event, there will be one or more favorable and unfavorable primary houses. Out of the 12 houses, some houses will be favorable for a particular event and some houses will be unfavorable. Among the favorable, one or more houses may be primary favorable houses and similarly primary unfavorable houses. For example, for the event of marriage, we can say 7th house is the primary favorable and 6th house is going to be primary unfavorable. So each favorable and unfavorable primary house will be ruled by cuspal lord, cuspal star lord, and cuspal sublord as owners of that cuspal rulers. For example, 7th cusp is falling in a particular cusp lord. Suppose it is in the sign of Venus, cuspal lord is Venus in the sign of, for example, Libra. Cuspal star lord and cuspal sublord. So the 7th cusp is falling in this point ruled by cuspal lord, cuspal star lord, and cuspal sublord. They are the rulers of the 7th house. They are the owners of the 7th cusp. The combined effect of cuspal lord, cuspal star lord, and cuspal sublord, planets of the primary favorable house, will indicate overall destiny prospects of the particular event. To know the 7th house matters, marriage prospects, destiny prospects, or marriage prospects, we should study the 7th lord, 7th star lord, and 7th sublord significations to know the overall destiny prospects of the event. Out of these cuspal rulers, cuspal sublord, for example, 7th cuspal sublord of the primary favorable house is holding an important role because that is holding the final destiny prospects of the marriage prospects in this case of seventh house. For example, seventh cuspal sublord is the primary favorable house and sixth cuspal sublord is the primary unfavorable house for an event for the marriage. Similarly, fifth cuspal sublord is primary favorable house and fourth cuspal sublord is primary unfavorable house for childbirth. So the cuspal sublord of the primary favorable house is holding an important role, it is said. What is the important role of the primary favorable house? Cuspal sublord of the primary favorable house. The cuspal sublord of a primary favorable house, for example, seventh cuspal sublord, suppose it is Jupiter. To know the destiny prospects of the seventh house matters, we will have to check the seventh cuspal ruler, seventh lord, seventh star lord, and seventh sublord. Importantly, seventh cuspal lord, that is source, and seventh cuspal sublord, that is the result. So we have to check the seventh cuspal sublord importantly. The cuspal sublord of the primary favorable house for an event is playing a key role in the destiny prospects for an event. So we have to study the seventh sublord Jupiter, right? That is promise and also prospects of the event in addition to the cuspal lord and cuspal star lord planet significations. So seventh cuspal sublord will play an important role in finding the destiny prospects of the event of marriage in case of seventh sublord. Now, not only that, the same cuspal sublord of the primary favorable house for an event can be a strong favorable key planet or mixed key planet for the event among other favorable key planets. It means seventh cuspal sublord planet, for example, if it is Jupiter, the Jupiter in its self-signification in CL, OCC, CST, and CSL. In CSL, it is seventh cuspal sublord. In CL, OCC, CST, if you study the self-signification, it is also having favorable or supportive houses for the event of marriage. Then it will be a very good, favorable, strong key planet, right? Or if it is, though it is seventh cuspal sublord, it is also having some weak houses or unfavorable houses in self-signification, then that will become mixed favorable key planet or mixed key planet for the event of marriage. Please understand what is the, use of that. What is the role of that? That seventh cuspal sublord planet, whether it is a favorable key planet or mixed key planet, it can be playing a significant role in Dasabhuti periods or this significant role for the Dasabhuti periods in the timing of event. It means what? Seventh cuspal sublord planet, it will not only be useful in finding the destiny prospects of the particular event, but also will be playing significant role in the timing of event in the Dasabhuti periods. Because seventh cuspal sublord is the important key planet or primary cuspal sublord of the primary house, favorable house, for example, it's authority house, authority planet for a particular house. Jupiter is seventh cuspal sublord means it is having the authority for deciding the seventh house matter. So it is important, a significant of the seventh house. So that planet will be playing role in the Dasabhuti periods as key planet. Similarly, cuspal sublord of the primary unfavorable house for an event, for example, here it is sixth cuspal sublord, will play an important role in fixing the level of destiny and also influencing the dasa periods for the timing of event. How seventh sublord we are taking for the favorable side as a favorable key planet or mixed key planet. Similarly, sixth cuspal sublord planet also will be playing an important role in fixing the destiny prospects. It means when you are studying the seventh cuspal sublord, if it is in the star or sub of the key planet, unfavorable key planet, that is sixth sublord, if it is playing, that is going, it is indicating that destiny is getting reduced, or destiny becoming weaker. So the sixth sublord is playing important role in fixing the destiny prospects, and also the same planet sixth sublord, it is playing role as a ruler to the dasa periods, that is also giving influencing on the signification of the dasa period. So the cuspal sublord of the primary house, primary favorable house or unfavorable primary house is important, playing a key role in destiny prospects of the particular event, but also in the dasa bhukti period significations and also in the timing of event. So the cuspal sublord is playing role, important role in that. Now let us see how it is working. The importance of cuspal sublord of the primary houses for India. We should keep in mind any minor difference in the birth time, even by a minute, can have impact on the cuspal sublord of one or more cusps. Suppose the birth time is little by reduced by 1 minute. So instead of 6 a.m., it was 5:59 a.m. It can have impact on particular some cuspal sublords, maybe one or more, or sometimes may not be also. It may require by 2 minutes reduction adjustment only can have impact on the cuspal sublord. So minor difference in birth time, even by a minute, can have impact on the cuspal sublord of one or more cusps. This will have impact on few planets' self-significations, as we discussed. This will have impact on the few planets' self-signification strength, resulting impact on the key planet strength. For example, Jupiter you take. Jupiter is cuspal lord, occupying house, cuspal star lord, and cuspal sublord for some houses. Suppose Jupiter is seventh cuspal sublord for the given time, for example, 6:10 a.m. Suppose the birth time is reduced. Both the real birth time, it is not 6:10 a.m., it is 6:09 a.m. 1 minute or 2 minutes only, it is prior to that only the child was born. The Jupiter will lose its may lose its seventh cuspal sublord position. Instead, the previous subdivision Rahu will take this seventh cuspal sublord. Now, when seventh cuspal sublord is Jupiter, if the CLOCC CST also having some favorable houses, this will be a very good favorable key planet or strong favorable key planet being the seventh sublord, provided CLOCC CST are also supportive. If not, they will become a mixed key planet. Now, when minutes is reduced, instead of Jupiter, that Rahu will take the seventh sublord. Now, Jupiter will lose its seventh sublord position, so its strength in self-signification can get reduced. Similarly, the Rahu, if it is having some weak houses or not very good houses, or mixed houses in CLOCC CST for the event or marriage, when it is getting the seventh sublord in its CSL, then its strength can get increased, can become favorable or mixed. I think you're able to understand. So it means what? When the birth time is adjusted by 1 or more minutes, a favorable key planet can become more favorable or mixed key planet. It means, suppose Jupiter is a favorable key planet being the seventh sublord and CLOC, CST also, supportive. If a planet, it is a favorable key planet, if the time is adjusted, suppose Jupiter is not holding the seventh sublord, by adjustment of the time, if it is getting the seventh sublord or any other cuspal sublord houses, favorable houses, then its favorable strength is increased. So favorable key planet can become more favorable key planet, right? Instead of 7, suppose 7 is there, if it is also getting fifth sublord by adjusting the birth time, 7 and 5. So the favorable strength is increased. Now, instead of that, suppose the birth time is adjusted, if it is losing its seventh sublord, then it can become mixed key planet also. So a favorable key planet can become more favorable or mixed key planet for an event by adjusting the time. Similarly, unfavorable key planet can become more unfavorable or mixed key planet, because if it is getting cuspal sublord, if it is having another unfavorable key planet will become more unfavorable. Instead, it is unfavorable CSL. If it is losing, then will become mixed key planet also, right? Similarly, a planet is mixed key planet. Suppose a planet is having in CSL is having unfavorable house. This CL is favorable, OCC is favorable, CST is favorable. Some CSL only unfavorable. So what we will do, it is a mixed key planet for the event of marriage. But when the time is adjusted, suppose this planet is losing its unfavorable CSL when the minutes are reduced or increased by 1 or 2 minutes, then the planet, instead of it is mixed, it will become favorable, right? Or if it is having unfavorable CSL and some unfavorable in CL/CST, it is mixed one. Well, the favorable CSL is, it is gone. It is when adjust time is adjusted, it can become unfavorable key planet. So a mixed key planet can become unfavorable key planet, or it can become favorable key planet for an event. So when we adjust the birth time, these are the impact out of 9 planets we are discussing. When we are taking which are the favorable key planet, which are the unfavorable key planet, which are the mixed key planet for the event, the adjusting the birth time can have impact on the CSL of some houses, CSL of some, some curves. So in turn, it will have impact on the status of the key planet strength. So when the strength of the individual planet is changing, when CSL signification of that planet changes, as said above, the key planets can change for an event. Favorable can become unfavorable or mixed, and unfavorable can become favorable or mixed. This will cause impact on the destiny prospect. Suppose 7th sublord is, instead of Jupiter, it is changing to Rahu. Then we have to check what Rahu is holding on its card for the 7th house matters and the destiny. Otherwise, 7 sublord Jupiter has to be checked. So when the time is different, sublord itself is changing, destiny prospects also can have impact. And overall, the output of the signification of a planet as dasa or bukti or antra also in the timing of event. Because when the sublord is changing, as I said, key planet will change, that dasa periods rulers will change, and the timing of event also will have an impact, right? So it is found important to verify if the birth time is accurate, or find the accurate birth time and to fix the cuspal sublord of the important curves. I think you're able to understand what is the necessity for finding the accuracy of the birth time, because that will have impact on the cuspal sublord of the important cusps or some cusps. This is possible by how we can verify. This is possible by verifying the past events and other details if they are matching satisfactorily. How it has to be done and all we will discuss later, right? If the cuspal sublords are found correct for the given time, no necessity for any corrections of the birth time. Else it is required to be adjusted and fix the cuspal sublord of the respective cusp. Please understand, we will not be able to fix all the 12 curves at a time. If you are adjusting by verifying the past events, if you are able to adjust few cuspal sublords, by default, other cuspal sublord also will get adjusted and it will narrow down, right? Let us discuss on the different methods in doing the birth time rectification in the upcoming theory part number 2. I think you are able to understand, right? So I think you would have understood the necessity for the birth time verification and rectification, and how the cuspal sublord is playing an important role in making the planets favorable or unfavorable or mixed through their self-significations that will have impact on the study on the destiny prospects, but also in the timing of event and also the Dasabhuti predictions. So now let us see in the next part what are the different methods in doing the birth time